This is Marimbalogy. My name is Charlie, and today we have some very exciting news. But before we get to that, I just wanted to give a huge shout out to all my subscribers, some of which have been with us for 9 years. Your support is what makes this channel possible, so thank you so much. Over the last couple years, I've really been focusing a lot on my band career. I teach middle school band, and it's really fun. I've had to learn a lot because I want to be really good at it. I think teaching beginners is so important, and it's really fun to take someone who knows nothing about playing an instrument totally from scratch, and then leading them into how to play an instrument. The main goal of this channel has always been to help beginners, but especially those that may not have access to a teacher. I did not have access to a teacher growing up, and I had to rely mostly on the internet to teach me how to play and get me into college and get through college auditions. So I just really want to provide a nice resource for those students to learn and grow. Now, in a lot of my previous videos, I focused a lot on technique, and technique is really important, but I also think it's really important that we teach young percussionists to not just be technicians, but to also be musicians. Hallelujah. One of my favorite quotes from Lee Howard Stevens comes from his book Method of Movement, and he's talking about the importance of technique. He says the following: if the factors that influence tone have been ignored in the technical and musical training of the marimbist, the imagination will have no musical reflexes to call upon. Such a player is left with perhaps a good general technique, but with a frustrating inability to produce the sounds he hears in his mind. Okay, so he's saying practicing technique is important, but the next part is what really stuck with me. Sadder still is the player who strives to control elements of tone only to find out years later that there is no substantial musical imagination to trigger those hard-earned reflexes. This quote has always stuck with me because I think as marimbists we spend a ton of time working on technique and perhaps not enough time working on being a musician and producing really good quality music. And that is something I hope to tackle this year on the show. Here's where I could use your help. You can send me a video of yourself playing a technique exercise, an audition etude, or a full-blown piece of music, and I'll select 1 or 2 people a month and put them on an episode of Marimbalogy. And we will watch it together, and I can talk about the things that are going great and the things that could perhaps use some improvement. This will allow us to talk about technique, but it will also allow us to talk about musicianship and playing really musical. After all, the whole reason why we learn technique is so we can get to playing music. Hallelujah. Just send a YouTube link, a Dropbox file, or a Google Drive file to marimbalogy@gmail.com. It would also be really helpful to include a PDF of what you're trying to play. I really like an app called TinyScan. You can get it on iOS and Android, and it makes really high quality PDFs of print music. So if you could send that along with your video, it would be really helpful, and then we can put up little excerpts and examples when we do the analysis of your video. If you know someone that may need help with something that they're playing, please share this video with them and have them submit something to me so we can put it on the channel. If you'd like to follow our progress on social media, I will put those in the description below. Lastly, I've always been committed to disabling ads on my videos. The only time you would ever see an ad on my video is if I did a cover song, because YouTube automatically puts it on there to compensate the copyright holder. But some people have asked if there's a way that they could support the show, and the answer is yes. I have set up a Patreon page. Donations are appreciated, but never required. And you do not have to be a supporter on Patreon to get your video on the show. But if you would like to support the channel and see us do bigger and better things, the option is there and you can check it out. All right, guys, thumbs if you liked it, subs if you loved it, and bells if you want some more of it. I'll see you next time. The only time you would ever see an ad on one of my videos is if I do a cover song, in which case YouTube automatically adds the ads. Adds the ads. They add the ad. They add the ad to the ad. It's adception. But before we get to that, I just wanted to give a huge shout out to all my subscribers, some of which have been with us for I'm still looking up. Okay. Alright, now here is the classic Marimbalogy lab coat. This thing is 9 years old, and I don't think I've worn it since like episode 5. So here it is. Here's the lab coat. All right, everybody, welcome back to the show. I am wearing a blue shirt instead of a black shirt, but I still think it might be a little bit too dark with these black panels behind me. Why did I choose to make these panels black? I don't really know, to be honest with you, but yeah. It is what it is. I do have a cool Sega shirt, so that's pretty awesome. Maybe that's something I can make pop in post. It's my post-production dance.